If you're looking to have a camera that can fit inside your pocket, get creative shots, and has a magnetic mount, then this might be the camera for you. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Josh Haynes. I'm a freelance filmmaker and I bring out videos to help you grow as creators. Consider subscribing if you have not already. Today we are checking out the Pocket 3 from FeiyuTech. Disclaimer right up front, they did send me this to review. However, they are not paying me. They're not seeing this video before it goes live. They are not sponsoring this in any way. This video does have a sponsor, but we'll talk about them here later in the video. The FeiyuTech Pocket 3 has two pieces to it. You've got the camera and you've got the remote handle. You can purchase these together or separate. The camera head itself does have a 3-axis gimbal. It can shoot up to 4K 60 and does have a Sony sensor inside of it. It does have an ultra wide view, which is 130 degrees. That is a super wide view, and it does have AI tracking inside the camera. The camera head does have built-in magnets, and you can attach it anywhere that you can attach a magnet, as well as it is a cordless attachment to the remote handle. There is wireless real-time image transfer to that remote handle when you separate the camera from it. So if you magnetize that onto something, you can view it from the handle, as well as you can download the app and use it from your phone. The kit that was sent to me from FeiyuTech did come with a phone mount that you can hook your phone onto right underneath the camera. And there are multiple rigging options, whether you're wanting to hook that on a bicycle, a helmet, a chest mount, or you're wanting to hook it on your car. They've pretty much got you covered. The operating system of this gimbal is very simple to use. So if we grab it right here, close the little tripod legs on the bottom, which I prefer to use because I have pretty big hands, so it gives me more room to grab onto. We've got a power button on the side of it. If we hold that down, it is going to power it up. It is going to come up with a FeiyuTech logo, as well as you will hear a chime, and the gimbal head will turn and you will know it's in place. You've got a couple different options you can do. So you've got zoom on the bottom right here. I don't recommend zooming. I personally just do that in post. You've also got a mode button that if you push it twice, it is going to recenter the gimbal head. Above it, you've got a joystick that moves again. So if you've got this all whacked out and you want to recenter it really quick, double tap that mode button and it's going to bring that head right back to its spot. If you're wanting to actually film yourself, you would tap it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. It's going to flip the camera around. You can see yourself just like so. You've also got a record button. And then if we want to change some of the settings, it's very simple. So if we swipe from the left to the right, it's going to bring up any of our clips that we filmed and is in this on the SD card. I don't have any in here at the moment, so it's just gonna go back to the main menu. If we swipe from the left to the right, it's gonna bring us over to where our video, photo, slow-mo, time-lapse, pano, you name it, it's all in here. You can just scroll up and down until you find what you want. I want video, I'm gonna hit enter. Then I am going to see that there is 4K, 2K, and 1080p. I'm gonna go to 4K because that's what I want. You can go all the way up to 60 frames. Hit that, it's gonna go right back into where you need. If you need to do some other changes, you can swipe down from the top to bottom, and here you've got handheld mode, you've got mounting mode, you can swipe through, you've got setup, you've got super wide angle, you've got face tracking, whether you want it on or off, super high quality, you've got normal display, you've got normal mode, you can turn that on if you want, and that would be pro mode. And then you've also got the brightness of your LCD screen. You can swipe up out of that if that's all you need. And then if you swipe from the bottom up, it's actually gonna show you all your different modes. If we disconnect these to like right when I'm filming, you can see it's still connected and I am moving this just like so. If I wanna reconnect it, slide that back in, and ready to rock and roll. Before we go any further with this video, let's talk about today's sponsor, and that is Artlist. I've been using Artlist for a very long time. They have amazing and high quality videos, sound effects, music, overlays, presets. My personal favorite, the voiceover, which I may or not be one of the voiceovers on there. No matter what you're wanting to get, it's as simple as jumping on artlist.io, find the perfect missing piece for your project, download it, add it to your project, customize it if needed, and then you're done. Artlist will help elevate the quality of your video faster than ever before, regardless of the project you're working on. If you guys are interested in checking out Artlist, I will have a link in the description below. Use that link when you sign up and you get 2 extra free months when you sign up for a yearly subscription. Thank you so much for Artlist for sponsoring this video and other creators just like me. All right, so we are
going to be doing the field test, is what I like to call it. So I've got this rigged up in a couple different spots. Right now, we're going to start with it right inside the truck on the passenger window shooting at me. You can see I've got the joystick right here, so I can see what the frame is, and then we are going to drive around and just see how it does. Now, I am using the GoPro mount that attaches the camera to it, because some of these spots like this, I could not do that with just the magnetic mount that is on the bottom of it. I do absolutely love that it has a magnetic mount on the bottom of it. I think that is what makes this so unique and one of the coolest things. However, there are shots like this one specifically that you cannot magnetize to glass, but it works great for inside interior shots like this one. If I wanted to hook up on the front of the dash, I could. If I wanted to put it on the rear window, I could. Now, I will put links in the description below, and if you're wanting to check out this GoPro mount, I will have that also in the description below. You don't need to pick it up. It's not necessary, but for me, I really liked it, and it worked out really well. One of my biggest complaints is because the front of this lens on this gimbal does not have any kind of magnets, which in my opinion, FeiyuTech, please update that in a future version. I cannot put any kind of filters on this. So for this shot right here, I can see I'm showing up, but not showing up great. If I had a polarizer on there, I could cut through the glass on my windshield and you could see me no matter if the sun was shining through or not. Obviously, getting shots like this is practically impossible by yourself without something like this. Normally, if you were wanting to get nice rigged up shots, you would need a full crew. You need the person driving, that would obviously be the talent. Then you would need probably a DP or director of photography or your camera op. And depending on the shots, you may need even more crew than that. Majority of this that's running on the camera, specifically through the joystick, is all going to be an auto. I am not a big fan of that. I personally would like to be able to set the white balance, the shutter speed, the ISO, and lock it. If you hook the phone up to it, you do have more control on what you want to set as to be locked in. So I do like that. But when I'm in shots like this, I don't want to have to pull my phone out of my pocket. Obviously, I want to set it up on the joystick before I even start driving the vehicle, and then it's just ready to go from that point on. That way my eyes are always on the road, I'm as safe as possible, and I'm getting really good shots. Maybe it's something they can update or I overlooked. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have this camera and you know what I'm talking about, and maybe you've done it yourself and you don't have to do that at all. If not, FeiyuTech, update it so I can control more stuff in the joystick.
So overall, what are my final thoughts? You can get insanely creative with this Pocket 3 camera, whether it is on the wireless handle or it is rigged up somewhere else. The magnetic bottom on the camera head works so well. The image quality and the gimbal itself is, I would say, a 6 out of a 10 for me, maybe a 7 depending on the settings. For me, I talked about it in the real world testing, it's gotta be you need to hook ND filters up to this. You need to have an option to do that. Certain shots looked really good, but because I couldn't dive into those settings and adjust it the way I like it or hook an ND filter on it, those are the things that would really advance it. The microphone is not very good on this. It did work out well that I EQ'd it and it sounded way better, as you can tell in the real world testing that I did, but it's not a great microphone. You're kind of weighing those pros and cons. It is definitely a fun camera to use. It is not gonna blow the image out of the water compared to some of these bigger cameras we use, like this one I'm shooting on right now, as well as like the iPhone 16 Pro Max that I shoot on a lot of the times. But that's not really, I think, where this thing shines. This thing shines in those creative shots, being able to magnetize it somewhere, being able to have a tiny gimbal that gets you pretty dang good shots. And the size of this thing is absolutely tiny. I'll have links in the description below if you're wanting to check it out. You're amazing. I'm the Iron Giant. See you all next time. Peace.